We're now in autumn. It could be one of the best times of the year. The fish are up in weight, they're in their best conditions. They're starting to have a little feed before the winter slump. Days are getting shorter, temperatures are dropping, and I'm going to give you some top tips and ideas to help you put more fish on the bank at this autumnal time of year. Location is important at any time of year, especially in the autumn. With the temperatures decreasing, the fish seeking out those last little bits of natural, trying to find those larders of food just before it gets really cold. So with that in mind, we have to be on our game, watching for little fizzers, watching for fish head and shoulder in, and to keep watching throughout the night, throughout the day, and that will put more fish on the bank for you, sorting out those areas. So if you turn up the lake and you're not seeing any signs of fish, any bubbling, any fish showing, or them giving themselves away, what I tend to do is locate where the birds are on the lake. You know, like the coots, the diving ducks. That's always a good starting point. That's where some of the last food larders are in the autumn. Once you set up on that type of areas, find your area and fish slacker bobbins than you normally would do. So if you get any indication of fish moving about in the area, be prepared to move though. Keep watching, keep looking for those little subtle signs, those little fizzing, and eventually you'll stumble across the fish, or you'll see the fish, or you'll get indication on your bobbins, and that's where you have to concentrate your efforts on for your session. Okay, so we've got our area sorted, where we're going to fish. We've hopefully found some fish. There's two types of application of bait that I'll use, two types of rigs. If I'm fishing a choddy, weedy area, I'll fish pop-up rigs. If I'm fishing a nice, smooth, presentable area, I'll go bottom baits. If I'm fishing pop-ups, I'll do a wide spread of boilies out there. If I'm fishing bottom baits, I'll put a nice mix in there. Now the mix I tend to use, different size XXX baits, 18 mils, 15 mils, 10 mils, chopped baits, a bit of crumb. Nice combination of liquids, salmon oil and feed stim XP, always done me well at this time of the year. Little bit of hemp, if I'm fishing over the nice smooth area, I'll add a handful of corn for colour, and if I'm going to stay on that particular venue all winter, I'll add my chosen winter boilie into the mix, which is the live system. This gets them used to that bait with the bait which I've already been introducing throughout the autumn and the summer months, and I've found that they get more used to it and they feed more readily and easily, and you catch more in the winter by doing that little trick. Okay, let's talk about rigs for the autumn. If I'm fishing that clean, smooth area, I'll fish a nice short 5.5 inches, stiff chod link type material with a nice, supple, braided section there, nice sharp, wide gape type hook, and hook bait will be a XXX glugged hook bait there with a tiny little piece of plastic corn just to give it a little sight. You'll notice the XXX glugged hook bait is what I'll be introducing into my mix of all the different sizes, and I found that does really well on those smooth, clearer areas. A nice stiff hook link. Here's my pop-up rig for fishing over the choddier, weedier bottoms, the hinge stiff rig. Nice semi-stiff boom and a nice stiff 25-pound hook section. Hook bait wise, I like to fish a 15mm XXX cork ball pop-up that's been glugged in the feed stim XP and the salmon oil. I always match the hatch at this time of the year because the whites, the yellows and the pinks have been done to death in the spring and the summer. I've always found that matching the hatch picks out those bigger fish and more fish in the autumn months. even though we think we've got location right, you often find me out by the rods looking first thing in the morning at first light and last thing at night just before dusk. As soon as the fish can move onto you, they can move off you and move other areas of the lake. So it's always worth being vigilant. It's always worth being prepared to move onto them fish in the autumn time. There's some tips that I've implemented into my autumn fishing over the years that have helped put some really nice fish on the bank for me at this time of the year. It's a great time to be out, the fish at their best condition, coming up to their peak weights, and hopefully you can take something from those tips, implement them into your fishing and catch a few this autumn.